The opinions expressed in the video you are about to see are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Here's a very comfortable weekend cruiser, the 310 Express from Cruisers Yachts. Let's take a look at the features. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. The swim platform measures 9 feet by 3 feet, and there are accommodations for storing fenders. The hatch has a concealed 4-step reboarding ladder. I'm happy to see that. The canvas that surrounds the cockpit snaps to this position right here, and as you can see, this carpeting extends beyond that position. So we just had a rain and this carpet is all wet. Cruisers either needs to bring the canvas all the way down, or before you walk off the boat, simply unsnap the carpet and bring it in. Right at the entrance to the cockpit, there's a hot and cold shower. As I enter the cockpit, I see opposing seating, which makes for a nice conversational atmosphere. There are accommodations for a pedestal table to go right into this position, which will lower and also form a sunpad. The 310 Express is powered by a pair of 270 horsepower 5.0 GXI engines connected to Volvo's DP outdrives. Hatch is held up by 2 gas assist struts. On both port and starboard, you've got a step leading up to the non-skid cap rail. That's a nice feature for those who are not fortunate enough to have a floating dock. If you've got a fixed dock, you'll have to step up to get onto that dock. Convenient counter space for putting stuff, or maybe a small snack preparation center. Single basin sink down below. Cockpit refrigerator. The helm deck is up a 10-inch step, and as usual, over to the port-hand side, we've got a very comfortable lounger. You can either face aft and watch the wake shrinking in the distance, or sit facing the captain and have a conversation with him while you're underway. The helm, analog gauges to both left and right for the port and starboard engine, a GPS map 521 right in the center, remote control for the spotlight and the stereo, trim tab controls, digital engine controls. Of course, they're mounted on a 45-degree angle. I would always like to see them mounted on the horizontal. The Raymarine VHF is over on the right-hand side. All your rocker switches lighted when they're activated on the left-hand side. Tilt steering wheel, and underneath, circuit breakers. I found the double wide helm seat to be very comfortable. The captain's the only one that gets a flip-up bolster. I'd like to see the observer get a flip-up bolster because it would be another armrest for the captain as well. To access the walk-through windshield, you simply flip up 2 levers. I'd like to see them interconnected because I always have trouble getting to that lower one. But you do have easy access to the bow, and look at all non-skid, very solid, no flexing, no bending. Rails, 1.5 inches. Cruisers adheres to ABYC's minimum standards for rail height, 24 inches at the working end of the bow. Here's your hatch to give you natural light, ventilation, and emergency egress to the forward berth. Underneath the deck hatch is a recessed Maxwell windlass. There's a separate cleat for securing the anchor rod too. Just behind, foot controls for the windlass and a remote control spotlight. Let's take a look down below. The overhead seems to be in 2 separate sections. One of them will give you 6 feet 5 inches, dropping down to 6 feet 1 inch. The forward berth is offset to give you a little bit more room, nice touch. Privacy curtain goes all the way around. Just a little bit behind, 21-inch flat screen TV is viewable from either the main salon or the forward berth. Notice the storage shelves above the berth. Over at the galley, we have plenty of storage both above and below. A single basin stainless steel sink with a cover, and notice that the handhold for the cover is large enough so that you can utilize the faucet without taking the cover off. When you do remove the cover, it's reversible to a cutting surface. We've got a microwave up above and a single burner electric stove below with accommodations for C-rails to hold your cookware in place. Below that, refrigerator freezer. Set of port just abaft the galley, there's a wet head. You've got storage below the sink and behind the sink, but not above, behind the mirrored cabinetry. There's a curtain that you can pull across to keep the outside area dry as you're showering. To starboard, there's a couch with ultra leather upholstery. Just behind, opening port light. There is storage underneath the couch for, I'm happy to see, the pedestal table that goes right in front. I always like these aft cabins. They're not only very comfortable, but roomy enough to make nice conversational areas for you and your guests. There's a privacy curtain for when you convert it into a berth, and you do that by adding filler cushions. And where do you store those filler cushions? Right in the seat backs. Well, that's our look at the 310 Express from Cruisers Yachts. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.